First off, rest in peace, neighborhood nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics. Stick and move, Javante
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of Three Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Faith Over Fear.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the Three Man Weave.
Tag team back again. We are back again with another episode of the Three Man Weave podcast. I am your lightly hungover host, AJ. Who do I have with me?
You already know who it is. Your boy Hill. And he'll go here regardless, baby. Let's get it.
Let's get it over with.
Oh
man, this is gonna be it. This is
it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, and it's actually a very relaxing and low stress week for me because guess what? The Bengals are on the bye week, so I don't really have to worry about them ruining my weekend.
Oh man, I'm happy for you, man. This bye week was definitely much needed, my brother.
Because man, I seen that they was doing that AFC North hard knocks, and I'm like, nah, dog, not like this.
This is
not like this.
Oh
not
man,
now.
Y'all can catch us all. Y'all can catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3manweave_. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Let's get right into it, man. And this particular subject has been delayed for the longest because another one of your teams has been taking the.
Oh God,
they was the first one taking the major beating. No pause, belt the ass all year.
BTA.
And that is talking about college football. You are a Florida State Seminoles fan. You are a real Florida State fan, so that's why it was hard for you to really deal with college football season. Me, I'm a fair weather USC fan. So the moment that we lost, I knew it was over, and I stopped caring. So you know what I'm saying?
Okay, we can move on.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, well, we won't be going to the playoffs this year yet again. So
yeah. Man, yeah, it's been a tough one, and sometimes, dog, it's just you choose wrong, and DJ, you really can't play. It just started off bad, and I ain't gonna say he was the sole reason, but he did not help. So yeah, it was nasty. But let's go. Let's just go ahead and skip to the good teams because this is
I'm about to say there's no need for us to. Yeah, it went for me. I know for me, it's no need for me to be talking about my teams. You know what I'm saying? But it's a team that's not listed here that we're definitely gonna still discuss. So, oh no, they are listed. So yeah, we're good. We got the top 25 week 13 rankings for the college football team right here. This is the first year of the 12-team playoff. So it's going to get spooky.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to get spooky. Based off these top 25, is anything that you want to, any team in particular that you want to talk about or anything that stands out to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to be biased here for a second. Number 5. Indiana, this is like my my secondary team right now because of course my cousin is the defensive line coach at Indiana, and they have like what people are calling their first test of the season. They're playing Ohio State this weekend.
That is correct.
And some people think that they're going to get blown out. Some people feel like they can hang with them, but this is truly a test on where Indiana and Cignetti will stand. And I do think, with the defense that Indiana has, I think that they're going to be able to cause enough problems for Ohio State to really be able to, make this a really, really tight game. And I don't think, with this being a 12-team playoff, as long as you don't get blown out, you still have a chance to make it to the 12-team playoff. Because as we know, the SEC and the Big Ten are big, however many teams they got now. They're going to try and have those conferences with the most teams in. And so I think this is just kind of a litmus test to really show the caliber of team that they have, if they could really be a national championship contender.
Yeah. For me, I know I didn't tell you this before the game. I mean, not before the game, but before the season. It sound like a piggybacking, but I was kind of high. I was very high on Ohio State based off the recruits that they was getting out of the transfer portal.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. Yeah.
Okay, I did. So we did talk about.
Yeah,
it. So
you told me because we talked and you said that they were your title favorite going into the offseason. I remember that.
Okay, so yeah, see, there we go here. So it's not piggybacking. So yeah, I'm not surprised by what Ohio State has been doing. Oregon, I'm not surprised again based off how they finished last year. I am kind of surprised off Texas, some of the players that they lost, some of the big notable players that they lost to the NFL.
For sure.
But for them to they keep it afloat is amazing. Penn State is as high as Penn State has been in a while. Shouts out to James Franklin. Of course, the surprise is Indiana. Notre Dame took an early loss, and I thought that was going to derail them.
Yeah, I actually have questions about Notre Dame. I mean, because to me, if you can have an 8-2 Alabama over Miami, which I'm still not actually very high on Miami either, because because we talked about this, they were gonna have a really good season because they had one of the easiest schedules in the ACC.
Yeah.
And so if you can have an 8-2 Alabama team over Miami, I truly don't see how you can't have Alabama over Notre Dame as well. And also, as much as I hate to say it, like, Ole Miss is playing really good football, man.
Why you hate to say it, man?
Because it's the whole SEC bias thing.
But, I was going to get to that because,
but the only reason why I'm saying that I'm to me a 2-loss team. Hey, you should be behind 1-loss teams, and like if we're gonna because this is where it kind of went last year. Is it about your record, or is it just, do we think you're the better team? Because if we think you're the better team, some of these 2-loss teams should be over some of these 1-loss teams. If we think if you're the better team, then let's get SMU, Boise State, and stuff out of these rankings. Why is Army in these rankings? You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't believe these are better teams. So it's just like, come on, what are we like? What is your criteria? And so that's truly what I really mean. Because it's say what you want. Like, if Ohio State had Indiana's schedule and was undefeated, nobody would bat an eye. If Penn State was undefeated with Indiana's schedule, nobody would bat an eye because, they're some of those blue blood Big Ten teams. But you have a 1-loss Ohio State, 1-loss Penn State above Indiana. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
it's like, what is it? What are we what is your true criterion for this? And I even still, I don't think that there has been much clarity to what they truly are looking for in my eyes.
I don't think, well, right now, to be quite honest, we don't really need the clarity.
Yeah, for sure.
Because some of the stuff is gonna play itself out.
Yeah, for sure.
We still got some things that some games still need to be played, SEC tournaments, Big Ten tournaments, big whatever tournaments, championship games have to be played, and there's certain things of settle itself out.
Yeah, for sure.
But to your point though, this should be the year, since it's the first time it's a 12-team playoff. Can we get the criteria? Give us the criteria, so now we know what's going look for moving forward. Because last year, I don't know what y'all was doing. You told us, you told us all our year that your regular season record meant something, and then all of a sudden you got to the end and made it seem like it didn't mean. You literally told us that didn't mean anything. You said it was
Exactly.
the best team. So like you moved the goalposts consistently, and then you tried to justify it with some BS. That's in the past. Now we have a new format. We have a new playoff system. Can we get a criteria? Can we set the precedent? Can we go from that? So if you see, so for example, if you say, I bet Notre Dame, this is what they did. This is their strip. This is their strip of schedule. This is how they got into the playoff. Okay, cool. Now from now on, I want that to be the criteria for Notre Dame because they still independent, right?
Yep.
They're still independent. So I want that to be the Notre Dame criteria for them to get to the playoff. You know what I'm saying? If you sit in here and use a 3-loss SEC team getting to the playoff, okay. I might disagree, but hey, this is what you're saying.
Better,
you know what I'm saying?
And so stick with it.
So stick with it. Like you say, Boise State is still in SMU. All these things, BYU, Army, all whatever, whoever makes it to the playoff, this is why they made it to the playoff. For example, if Army make it to the playoff, you said Army has to do X, Y, and Z. And if they do it again, don't give me no no reason. Oh no, we got to get them out of the playoffs because
Exactly.
because Florida State all of a sudden is back. And I know that's a bad example because they got jerked before, so they like, hey, look, it's our turn. Pause if I need to. But
boy, you've been on the roll today, haven't you?
I know, right? But the moral of what I am saying is, you have an opportunity to let us know the criteria. Let's set the criteria and move the precedent with that moving forward.
For sure. To me, that's simple. It's simple. Just let us know. Let us know. But in true NCAA fashion, when have they ever just done the simple thing? When have they ever just, and said, hey, let's just go ahead and get this out early and get ahead of this and make it clear? When have they ever done that? That's why everybody's so mad at the NIL. Like, you didn't get out ahead of it. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. Like, good job.
While we here, we on the subject of college football, can we talk about the Heisman right quick?
The He Is Man Award. Yes, we can, sir.
Okay. I mean,
I think this is going to be one of those places where we might actually differ in opinion on who we believe the Heisman front runner should be.
Oh, what do you think?
Sure. Yeah.
I think the front runner should be Travis Hunter.
Okay.
I think the Heisman is basically what we've known for our years. Is all about the moments. It's all about the things that you do. I get it. Statistics help, but it's all about those moments. I use this in particular, like the Reggie Bush and Vince Young years.
Yes.
We kept seeing, Vince Young did this. All right, what Reggie Bush gonna do? And Reggie Bush will come out there and he'll have another performance. It's like, well, this is why he got this is why we got him as the winner. And I know it's neck and neck because it's a close. I'm using that one because it was a close race, but it was the most. We were using the moments as the reason why this person should get the Heisman. And Reggie at that time just kept giving us those exciting, electrifying moments, especially at the position that he was playing in college football. Like I said, I get it. Vince Young definitely had a hell of an argument to win that year. But it was just like, ooh, we keep watching it. Sometimes he's the last game of the college football day, and it's like, okay, he's leading Sports Center in the morning, at night. You keep seeing these highlights, and it's the reason why Reggie won. And I feel the same exact way when it comes to Travis Hunter. Like, we watching Travis, like, damn, he just caught a touchdown over two dudes, or he just ran a reverse and just juked the whole team, ran the touchdown. Oh, he just had a game-sealing interception. Like, we're seeing moments from him that we haven't seen before from a player. And I think that it's the new outside of the norm anomaly type of situation that we're seeing from this player, and it's just exciting. It's every single week. That's why I got him as the front runner.
For sure. And like I have Ashton Jeanty as the front runner because he doesn't have the hype as far as, you know, surrounding him as a player that Travis Hunter has, and it's to be completely understood. Like Travis Hunter has had this hype since he was a recruit, like, and he's living up to his, you know, recruiting status. Mm-hmm. But what I will say about Ashton Jeanty has those moments. He has those moments. Like he was a meme back there for a minute too, just sitting back there, you know, like Michael Myers. And next thing you know, he run into a 9-man box taking it 72 yards.
Yeah.
And so and he's doing it like with breaking tackles. As you look at this graphic, when it comes to his broken tackles, bro, we ain't never seen nothing like this before. Like,
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and it's just him. And literally his numbers would be so much crazier if he actually played in like all 4 quarters of these games. And so to me, that's also a reason why it's like I'm giving it to Jeanty. And also Travis Hunter has missed some games.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a key factor.
And so to me, that and to me, that is a key factor. It's like Jeanty is at the workhorse of workhorsiest positions, like, and he's the reason why Boise State is where they're at. Like, he is the reason. Like, dog, he has 28 rushing touchdowns.
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry. 26. I had to double check. He has 26 rushing touchdowns.
Ooh, 2 less.
And almost 1,900 yards.
Yeah, this is insane numbers. And I'm sorry, I'm going to take over, but that point that you made when you talk about the actual winning of the award, Travis Hunter has definitely missed some games because of injuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is not going to be a travesty.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, if he doesn't win the award, like, oh, they just hating on Colorado, they just not picking on, they just hate Colorado, you know, them late hate Coach Prime and all that, and all. This is not one of them, because as we stated, as you eloquently stated, Jeanty is putting up numbers, doing those moments that I spoke about Travis. He's doing the same exact thing for the Heisman. So I wouldn't be mad at all if he won that Heisman.
Yeah, and it was like they had a graphic on the internet. I meant to add it myself, but it was of the last 5 running backs that have won the Heisman. They're not even close. They're not even close to what Jeanty has done. And so that's the thing. And like,
hey, and the season not over.
The season not over.
Okay.
Like we still got 2 more weeks, conference championship, and some bowl games. Like this man literally is on a tear. Like he's averaging this is stuff from like when you play Madden.
Yeah.
Bro's averaging 7.5 yards a carry.
As a Cowboy fan, he's definitely one of the these are 2 players on the radar actually. So I've been definitely checking them out. You know, but you know, you got the analytical debate. You don't take a running back in the first round.
Hey, so. Before these last couple games of Chase Brown, when he was able to get his the running back 1 workload, hey, Jeanty, fuck it. Fuck it. But nah.
Before we move on for college football, I just want to give a shout out to Colorado.
For sure.
You know, last year was was a get acquainted year. Like it was
Yeah.
supposed to go like go that exact way. And if people were sensible from the beginning,
It wasn't like this is big boy football now. You're not about to just walk in here with the roster that they had and just do a complete, 180 immediately. It took some building, and it took Dion to get some coaches in there that can really, start to change things around. We said, hey, they need to trench up.
yeah,
Trench up. They
and yeah,
needed to bolster the trenches, and that's one of the things that they did. They were able to bring in Jordan Seaton, and even though they didn't have the greatest recruiting class, they did infuse some high level talent into their recruiting class. Were able to bring in some transfers, so that helped them, and look where they're at now. And so, like, that is one of the things that you just wanted to see. Like, you knew what you had in Shedeur, you knew what you had in Travis Hunter, Horn, all them other guys. Like, they had talent, but how can you get with this roster construction? How can you build this actual roster? How can you get your depth up and stuff like that? And so that's what it really came down to, and he had an offseason to do that. And so that's what you wanted to see. That's that growth that you wanted to see. And to me, they've even exceeded my expectations of what I thought that they would do this year. And so it's good to see that they're on that trajectory to really become a problem.
Yeah, and like I said, it's definitely, if they can continue what they're doing, I think he has a formula now that he can actually sustain some things. Like, it was looking a little shaky. A lot of reports wasn't looking too favorable because of how they lost, and because of the negativity was definitely easy to gravitate to because of some of the bravado and some of the things that they already do. Of course, like you say, being obnoxious and loud and confident. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Definitely. It could rub people the wrong way. But
this guy.
but it's just it's refreshing to see that, like I say, the plan that he had, what I'm saying, it's coming to fruition. And it's working. As of now, like I say, they're ranked. First time Colorado's been ranked in years. Like I say, they made it this a complete 180. So they got some things
on track for the Big 12 championship game, all of that.
Like I say, so they got to definitely they got to handle. They got an opportunity to handle the business. I don't think they need to rest on the laurels. Like, it's a lot of talk of, we already know that Shedeur Travis is going to the NFL next year. So already talking about that. Like, they got a lot of rumors about Coach Prime going to the Cowboys and stuff like that. We're like, y'all don't need to use that attention to
distract yourself from the goals that you actually have, like right here in front of you in the immediate future. Like, stay the course, hold it down, and do your thing.
Yeah. No, so the question that was asked when he took the job, you presented it to us. You're like, do we know if Coach Prime can coach? I think we got an answer, right?
For sure. And also, like, even if it's not necessarily him, and I'm not taking any credit away from him, but what I am going to say is sometimes you don't have to be the best coach, because a lot of winning in college football is about recruiting and delegating. Dabo Swinney is not a good coach. Dabo Swinney is a terrible coach, but Dabo Swinney can recruit and Dabo Swinney can delegate. When Dabo Swinney and them was winning championships, he always had one of the best quarterbacks in college football, and he had the highest paid coordinators, whether it was Brent Venables, all of them, you know what I mean? Like, the coordinators were doing the job. He was just delegating. And so even if, Dion isn't the greatest coach, he's pushed the right buttons. He's brought in the right people, and he's able to draw that high-end talent.
That's coaching, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
You okay, you're not the best X and O's, per se. And, but Hey, it's no different from what John Harbaugh does for the Ravens.
Bro, I was like, I'll do you one better. Dan Campbell.
So you say so that's coaching. Like it's somebody that can find the right coaches to delegate to, and like you say, and do their job and get them to do their job and motivate these people to do their job. That's a form of coaching.
For sure. For sure. It's just, can you press the right buttons? Can you lead? Can you get the people to fall in line and buy the vision? If you can get people to fall in line and buy into the vision, and everybody be in lockstep, that's half the ball game right there.
And we know winning helps.
Oh,
winning
for sure.
helps because if
because
if they was losing, a lot of this stuff wouldn't look cool. It wouldn't look good. But the fact that they're winning, it magnifies what he's doing. Like, oh yeah, we like what he's doing. We like what he's doing. But shouts out to them. For sure. Next year we can be all right, man. USC and Florida State. We can be at this conversation.
Yeah, man. Sure.
So we about to take it to New York. But which part of New York are we going to first? Which part of New York?
I mean, they both. This the same part. They play in the same stadium. Look, we can go. We can go to we can go to the blue side first. Blue Slide Park.
All right. So we go. So your man, hence the title of the show. Your man's. They got him up out of there, man, which is weird. Once again, on here,
why now?
We speak about precedent. Well, me particular, speak about precedent all the time. Yeah. Last year we had this same exact situation with Russell Wilson, and we did not like the way that Sean Payton handled the situation. You know what I'm saying? Even as bad as Russ played the year before, you know what I'm saying? Did not like the way he handled that situation. We knew what was coming up when it came to Daniel Jones. Got that injury clause. If he get injured, it guarantees his contract. Of course, they were not trying to pay him any much more. They know they got an out of his contract next year. So we knew this was coming. This was going to be the inevitable, of course, of them not winning. But they went out their way. They made that man fourth string, QB4.
Yeah, that was wild.
Then we get the reports he playing scout team safety. Come on, dog. Like, hey, I ain't about to sit here and vouch for Daniel Jones like he was good, because I never thought he was good. But we ain't got to humiliate him, man, bro. Like he done that by himself, bro. Every time they show the highlight, they show him in the field just falling by himself. You know, the game against the Eagles. The jokes write themselves, bro. You ain't got to stomp on him while he down. It's just really what I'm saying.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Didn't it take a $20 million dead cap that you didn't have to take? Like, you didn't have to do this.
He got a top 10 dead cap next year.
Didn't have to do this is really what I'm saying. But
because to me, for me, to kind of like just piggyback off of, you didn't have to do this. Because what benefit do you have by doing it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, because it's very similar, like when Woody Johnson was coming out talking about, oh yeah, he wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers. Like, what benefit? What like? I know we're gonna get there, but it's like
we're gonna get to that side.
Yeah, like what? If you do, then what? Like, because to me it was the same thing. Like we were talking about, like with Russell Wilson. Like, what comes with that? Anthony Richardson. What benefit do you have benching him for Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco not good. At least, like, and it's crazy. Like, it's crazy to say this, but at least when Andy Dalton came in for Bryce Young, it did look like it settled things down for a little bit.
For 2 games.
But hey,
for those 2 games, it did.
For those 2 games,
it
looked like it settled something down a little bit, at least initially. So it was just like, okay, at least that seemed justifiable. And Bryce Young was like, he was playing bad too. And it was year 2. So it was just like, hey, let's kind of like settle down and stuff like that. But it's just like, hey, what benefit do you have for one benching Daniel Jones for Tommy DeVito?
Somebody that if the benefit of it is, like we said, we knew it was a business decision. Like you said, we trying to get a part of the contract. We understood this. This was said before the season. Like we knew this was going to be the last year of Daniel Jones. It was on him to save his job. We knew that he did not play well. He understood. He understands that. We all understood that.
Yeah.
So him being benched was no surprise, because he was. It was reported that he was going to get benched earlier this season. So it's not. Nobody's surprised about that part. It was more so the fact that the humiliation that came behind it. It's like, okay, bro, we get it. Like we get it. And I got Sean's in the building. He said the Giants head coach should be fired too. Me personally, he getting a raw deal.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
he took that job.
You knew what you were signing yourself up for, and you was also, you took the job with him at quarterback, and you was also in one of those meetings when they gave him that contract. You know what it was when you signed up.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to our guy Bob is an Instagram comment. He said the Giants are getting a black quarterback, 17-0 loaded, and it's a possibility with this draft that they could be drafting a black quarterback.
No, they're not. I seen what they did. I seen what they did to Geno when he should have been starting.
So Quinn Ewers, Nussmeier,
Carson Beck.
Yeah, on the way.
On the way. Well, you think they finna put Jalen Milroe in New York when his saying is let a naysayer know? Yeah. Absolutely the fuck not.
Absolutely not. Especially and I wouldn't get them too hyped about Shador. Like, I don't think Deion is dead serious about where his kids is going to go. And I say kids, I think he's gonna try to find a way to manipulate Shiloh too. I know it's gonna be harder.
Yeah. He don't really like Shiloh like that. So I think I think he'll allow Shiloh to go to the Cleveland Browns. Shiloh be in Cleveland.
If he really don't love it. We're gonna really find out. About that. But I'm definitely confident about him. He did. People don't realize that he did it himself when he was in the draft. Like, y'all thought it was a joke when he said, "Hey, look, what pick did y'all got? Don't even call me. Don't even call me.
Y'all can have this playbook back. I ain't gonna be available that night."
And that same draft, he also told Detroit, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna ask for so much money from Detroit, they're gonna have to put me on layaway.
Mm-hmm.
So this is before the rookie grade scale. So he set a precedent. He wanted to go to Atlanta. Like I said, that was he wanted to go to Atlanta, and he manipulated himself away to get to Atlanta. So it's a precedent, him doing it himself back then. We've seen it. We've seen other quarterbacks manipulate themselves on where they want to go. We've seen it with John Elway. We've seen it with Eli. Like, you can say all you want about the process. The process is going to get nasty because a lot of this negative attention is going to definitely get ramped up because they're going to find a way to throw darts at Shador because of how they feel about how Deion is handling the process.
And that's one thing I was going to ask, because it's just like, we know how this league acts and we know how this league can maneuver and silently collude behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they're going to be like, yeah, sure, Deion, like we will respect your wishes? Or is it going to be like, okay, you want to play that game? Somebody will get him in the second, third round type thing. Because I do believe that is a possibility.
Only reason I'm not going to dismiss it, but the only reason I can't, because quarterback.
Yeah.
And teams need quarterbacks, and this isn't the quarterback rich draft, according to the draft pundits. You know what I'm saying? So they could try it. You know what I'm saying? You can try it. And if that's the case, if they having the meeting, Cool.
And then also my second point to that is, do we think people are going to listen to Deion? So like, oh, Deion say, oh, only the Raiders, Cowboys, and who else, some other team can draft Shador, but Jacksonville's like, nah, we take it.
The thing about it is, when it comes to the Raiders, I believe the Raiders, because Tom Brady is involved.
Yeah.
Tom Brady has been Shador's mentor, since,
No,
high school days.
No, I'm saying if a team outside of the teams that Deion wants them to go to just decides to be like, nah, we're taking them. What is Deion truly going to do?
I think it's going to settle itself out, in my opinion. I think the Raiders are going to be so bad enough they're going to be in the range that they can just get them.
Yeah,
also Jacksonville. I know we having a hypothetical situation right now, and I didn't want to dismiss it. I don't want to dismiss what you're saying, because what you're saying, it definitely it can play a factor. Like I say, they ain't got to like you. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, they don't like you. They ready for you. They ready for you to fail. So, and we're going to hear about his leadership qualities. We're going to hear about. It's a lot of people that's already really talking football with Shador, and they're already breaking down his football athletic ability.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't. And when it ain't the best thing, because he's not the best athlete
for sure.
But when you're breaking it down, the people that's supporters, that's the Sanders supporters, they're not going to hear that the right way. They're going to think it's hate. They're going to think this. Oh, they hating on it. They don't like us. They don't like Deion. This is payback. This is what they got to do. This is negativity and all that.
Yeah.
We ain't even got there yet. It's gonna get ugly this offseason, bro.
It's the only way.
It's going to get. And the funny thing about it, the positive people that like Shador is still riding the way. They got him as QB1. A lot of people don't have him as QB1 right now.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they ain't got to the playoffs yet. So let's say they get to the playoff and they play one of these real teams, and he stinks it up. Oh my God. Hey, I'm gonna just tell you like this, bro. The draft, we've been covering the draft a long time. We watch how they talk about people. Yeah. And we watch how they talk about different people. We watch how people get propped up. We watch how a lot of things happen. This is gonna be a nasty process, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely from both sides.
Yeah, because the supporters, once again, are not gonna be able to hear his positives and negatives. They're gonna think every time you talk about a negative,
they're gonna think like they're gonna mistake actual football critiques for hate and a slight. And I can understand, Shador taking that, because that's what athletes do. Anything, they take it as a slight, like you can you can say Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever to his face, and he'll be like, what you mean by that? You trying to be funny? And then still drop 40 on you. And it's just like, so that's what the athletes do. But the fans and the hives and all of that stuff, some people need to really understand, like, no, that's an actual football critique. Like if someone says, hey, Shador is going to have trouble because he's not, because he's kind of small in stature and he's not the best athlete and he doesn't have the greatest arm, it's not hate. It's true. It may be something that he's able to overcome, but that's actually a fact. Because Joe Burrow, he's got small hands. He doesn't have the greatest arm. How is that going to play in Cincinnati? Mm-hmm. Those are legitimate questions.
Yep.
He was able to show that he can overcome them, but at times you do see it show up where it's like, that's a little bit. If he had a stronger arm, he may have been able to, hold the ball just a second longer and just try and fire that in there. It's just stuff like that. And so it's not hate.
If you think I'm lying, about how they're going to talk about him and how some of the people are going to perceive it. Let's look at Caleb Williams last year. Just look at Caleb Williams last year. You had people that was hating on Caleb Williams, that hated him and hated everything about him, right? So everything was questioned, his leadership, and how he interacts with his teammates, and all that. Everybody hates him.
Crying to his mom after a loss.
Yes, him crying is a negative. It's a negative.
Painting his fingernails
was a negative. It's like you say, and people that did not like Caleb, they blew it up. They 10 times more. I'm just saying. But then he had enough supporters that kind of kept it football enough.
Yeah.
That it kind of balanced out. I'm just saying we got a little taste pause last year. I said pause this time. Y'all think Minnesota keeping Sam? No. Mm-mm.
No, that's not. No, absolutely not.
It was only a 1 year thing anyway from the jump. So I mean,
they'll go get another bridge quarterback just in case, to see where JJ McCarthy's at. But this is about to be the JJ show.
Yeah, I mean, first round pick, the investment they eventually got to get there. They got to see something, and they saw enough in the preseason that actually,
Yeah, and it's his injury shouldn't be something that's gonna keep him out of camp and stuff like that. So they're just gonna get. They're gonna mess around. Just, hey, come here, Tyrod.
Yeah,
someone like that. They're gonna go get Tyrod or something.
Or Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I'm still disappointed in that team in Dallas, man. They had an opportunity to do something amazing.
I don't know why you disappointed us, but this is what they do. This is what they do, bro.
Say what you want. Say what you want, dog. That made sense.
That's the point.
Like, it makes sense. That's why I'm so disappointed. Like, I'm so disappointed. It actually makes sense. Like I said it to you jokingly, but I was serious. Like, that makes sense.
That is the point, because it made sense. That a lot of outsiders make sense when it comes to the Cowboys, and that's why that shit don't go down. Because in their mind, it didn't make no sense. They immediately shot it down. Why?
Why?
Because of what? Trey Lance? That you not playing?
You ain't. I was about to say you ain't even playing him.
Because of Cooper Rush? This is why. Okay. Yeah. Let's get to the other side. Shouts out to Joe Douglas, man. They freed my mans, yo.
Free Joe. Free the slime.
Joe Douglas was fired from the New York Jets, and it was confusing because it's like firing a GM in the middle of a season. What does this mean? Then you research it. Woody's about to go back overseas and do his overseas thing, so he wants to get everything in place, early enough, before he goes. He wants to actually do the hiring or be involved in the hiring this time, this go around. So when you hear that part of that, also Joe was on an expiring contract. You can see how this season was going. He knew his time was up. So him actually being fired wasn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It was the other parts that came after that. The rumors or reports that we heard about what Woody Johnson was trying to do. But how do you feel about, before we move on, how do you feel about Joe Douglas being fired?
The way the season is going, like it only makes sense to get like that they're going to start cleaning house, but to do it mid-season is weird. Like, what do you get from that? Like, because you said he was on like an expiring contract, right?
Yeah, his deal was up at the end of the year anyway.
Yeah, so it's like, why are we letting him go now? Because for one, it ain't like he really about to go into nobody's like organ. Like, you're not like helping him out where he can like, start preparing to get another job anytime soon or anything like that. And it's like, what do you gain? Like, what do you truly gain from this? Now, like, okay, with your coaches, you might think, okay, man, I can, I might be able to get that fire coach bump, that interim coach bump, and we might be able to pull a couple games out and, kind of springboard this thing back, the way like Rich Bisaccia or Antonio Pierce did when they, kind of got their shots. But this, it's like, bro, it's a GM. The players are already there. The trade deadline is passed.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing here? And my thing is, you kind of knew that Joe Douglas, he was gonna have to go soon anyway, because you kneecapped him. You basically cut his legs out from under him when you start allowing, as the owner, your quarterback to make GM moves, to bring all his guys in. So it's like now, it's like, okay, I've lost my place in the hierarchy here. So, hey, congratulations, Joe. You will collect the rest of your money.
The sad, not the sad thing about it is, like you said, he had the highlights of his tenure was missing on 2 quarterbacks,
but he got some other people in there,
and that was the thing, bro. It's like, look at the hits. We got the hits 7. Got Will McDonald, Joe Tippmann, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall, Elijah Vera Tucker, Michael Carter second. Okay, you missed on Zach Wilson. You missed on Denzel Mills, Mekhi Becton, Elijah Moore. You didn't miss on him. You just traded him. Michael Carter. You didn't miss on him. You traded him. Wasn't using him.
And here's my thing.
Jamie Rucker, stuff like that. These misses is some of the best GMs that you want to say would have these same exact misses. Let's be
because here's my thing. When you say the Zach Wilson is a miss, 90% of GMs miss on quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And so that it is what it is. Mekhi Becton, he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, that's correct.
He just truly could not stay healthy. Denzel Mims, okay.
Yeah, you missed.
Yeah, you missed. But think about it like this. Sauce Gardner. It was a risk going for Sauce Gardner over Derek Stingley. And Sauce Gardner coming out of UC, but Derek Stingley coming out of LSU. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of a risk. I mean, going to get Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State, like when they had them, first round picks, that just wasn't a guarantee. Exactly. Will McDonald wasn't a guarantee. It was like you getting Breece Hall, like that's a find. You
like
know
I
what
said,
I mean?
Even Michael Carter and Elijah Moore, these wasn't bad picks. Like I say, they just was. Elijah Moore pulled some goofy stuff. It was like, yo, I gotta get you up out of here.
Yeah, because Elijah Moore, he had some moments with them.
Yeah, then Michael Carter, you get rid of Michael Carter. Okay, boom, you drafted Brandon Allen this year. Like, come on, the way they was talking about him was like he's one of the worst GMs ever in life, and I'm sitting there like, okay, we're going a little too far. Because think about it, when you miss on a quarterback, and I'm not sure if he was responsible for Sam Darnold either, but I know he was responsible for trading Sam Darnold. So you get Sam Darnold, you miss on Sam Darnold, you miss on Zach Wilson. What do? You go get a vet, right? And y'all told me he went and got one of the best vets. He went and got a Hall of Famer. You ain't pay your bill, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he tried to right his wrong, and Aaron was the one that failed him. And then when you went to go get him, he went and got everything Aaron asked for. You said, "Oh, fix the offensive line this year." He tried to fix that. He went, "Oh, go get Devontae Adams." He went and got him. Drafted an offensive lineman this year. He did everything that y'all asked him to do. And some of y'all had these teams, the Jets, going to the Super Bowl. Let alone not even the Super Bowl, at least the playoffs. He did his part.
He put together a roster where people thought it was Super Bowl caliber.
Y'all said this.
I don't know if he was responsible for Quinnen Williams, but like, look, you got Jermaine Johnson, Quinnen Williams. Like, they had one of the best defensive lines, defenses on paper out there. You get what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, what are we doing here? Like,
it's very did he make some mistakes? Of course, everybody makes some mistakes. Did he do some things wrong? Yes, everybody does some things wrong. But like you said, to put him on the chopping block, like make it seem like he's one of the worst, okay. And some of the reports with Woody Johnson chiming in, I halfway don't believe some of them. Like you wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers in after the Denver game. I don't believe that for 1 second.
Yeah, absolutely not. Like,
And you were so mad that nobody else wanted to bench him.
Right.
You were so mad that nobody else wanted to bench him that you fired people because of that. Like
here's my thing.
I know you're mad.
You so mad that nobody else wanted to bench him, but you fire Saleh. Why not fire his friend? Because I guarantee you his friend didn't want to bench him.
Yeah.
Natty Hack still got a job. He may have got demoted, but he didn't get fired. Saleh was doing his job damn near.
And then you nixed a trade that was going to trade Allen Lazard for Jerry Jeudy. You nicked that in the bud because why? Why is Allen Lazard there? Because of who? All right,
exactly.
man.
Exactly. Never mind, I ain't gonna do Allen Lazard like that.
Do it. Do y'all think the Jets would have been better without Rodgers? That's see me. I'm gonna go first. That's one of those hindsight answers. Like, yeah,
right.
they've been way better without Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
And that's not the case because a lot of people felt that if they just had a quarterback, this team would be a contending team. And did I necessarily agree with that? No, but that's me. I hate Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? But the way that Zach Wilson played was that damn bad. Any version of can't even say that, but you would have thought any version of Aaron Rodgers would have been an upgrade and it would have helped the team. Now we found out that was not the case. But if you think about it beforehand, yes, that was the right decision. And you would make that decision
10 out of 10 times.
10 times. Yeah. I was going to even say 9 out of 10, but 10 out of 10 times you would make that same decision. If you were the Jets.
Yeah, 100%. And then also the unforeseeable kind of happened. 4 plays into the season, this man pops his Achilles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's unfortunate. And then being 40, trying to come back from an Achilles injury, and you already do crack, you probably don't recover as good as, other 40-year-olds athletes. So, there's that. But I'm not going to just be out here and use hindsight and be like, oh yeah, they would have been better off keeping, like, what would be the alternative? You know what I mean? Continue to just burn through some stuff and try and find a quarterback. Like you've gone that draft route. It's hard. You had a defense that was Super Bowl caliber. You know what I mean? You had Garrett Wilson, who was talented as hell. You had Breece Hall. And so, I mean, you feel, you think the offense don't gel with Rodgers, but I mean, how could it? He wasn't there at the time of the season where dudes start to gel in the offseason, So, of course, that offense doesn't gel. Of course, he's going to be looking at Mike Williams or, Garrett Wilson when he, bounces the ball in the dirt and make it seem like they ran the wrong route because he ain't holding himself accountable. He's trying to, skirt the blame and all of that stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's just he ain't a good teammate.
I mean, I knew that.
Yeah.
Let's get on to these picks, man. I mean, we got anything? No, it's the Jets. They're irrelevant, but yeah. Man, we had a game last night, man. It was the game, man. It was a snow game. We haven't seen a weather game in a while. Division game, you know what I'm saying? But
protect Jameis at all costs, man.
But I mean, at all costs, we need him. We actually need him to be a starting quarterback next year.
I think I think whatever team has the worst record has to sign Jameis Winston every season. I think that should be like it's almost like in fantasy football drafts. Like you have the punishment. Whatever team finishes last in the NFL has to sign Jameis Winston and play him in 2 primetime games.
Yes, bare minimum.
Like,
That's
like
a contract.
he has to stay. He has to stay in the league, and
Yes.
I think he's actually going to stay in the league a while, just because like he's a number 1 overall pick. He has the talent. He just be Jameson sometimes.
I think the fact that I kind of thought it was shaky when he pulled that stunt with the Saints last year, that late touchdown that undermined the coach, and and he was like blatantly like, I kind of thought that they was gonna kind of blackball him, with that. So I was kind of nervous. And then he went to Cleveland, and then he didn't necessarily win the backup job at first,
Yeah,
So
but
it was looking a little shaky.
But I know why he didn't win the backup job at first. Because
It made sense.
The moment Deshaun, because he was already ass cheek. So the moment it looked bad, they're gonna be like, hey, James, come on in. But I had a point and I lost it. But
they did it anyway when he wasn't the backup, so it really didn't matter. But having DTR as your backup at the Deshaun Watson back, it makes sense because of the skill sets is what you're trying to do. But that game is over. Myles Garrett, he took it personal.
He said it. He said it before the game.
And I'm actually glad that he said it before the game and said it after the game.
Yeah.
Like I'm sick of this. So
yeah, like quit bitching.
Like, so he heard the noise from not only TJ, but he heard, he'd been hearing it from Steelers fans and
JJ, because JJ be online too.
Yeah, so he heard it. So it's like he finally responded, and then that's how you respond. So, shouts out to that rivalry. You know what I'm saying? But let's move on, man. We got the Chiefs and the Panthers. All right. So we got the Vikings and the Bears. All right. So we got the Titans and the Texans. All right. So we got Detroit and the Colts. All right. Hey, last week, you said it last week. You said this is a good week to bet. And I'm going to tell you my strategy that I took from you. And I used it. These nasty ass games, I bet, got my $5, won my 40, and used that 40 to bet the rest of the game.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, take these nasty games, go ahead, put them on the money line. You feeling froggy, throw a little spread on there. You know what I'm saying? Win you some money to bet the rest of the game.
Build your account up. And that's when you go for that retirement plan.
You know what I'm saying? Then you go for the gusto. You bet the 40. You
know what I mean? Then that's when you do the anytime touchdowns, the first touchdown, the 100 yards by Tank Dell.
You know what I'm saying? Or anybody playing the Cowboys, You know what I'm saying? We got the Patriots and the Dolphins. That's going to be a tough one because of the division, because of the way Drake May is playing, and also the way Tua has returned and helped and just rejuvenated this team again. They look like
settled them back in.
Yeah, a legitimate team. The return of Mike Evans, but man, we already know what time it is with the Bucks and the Giants. Tommy DeVito. Oh man, Cowboys and Commanders is going to be exactly like the Monday night game. It's going to be close, and then it's going to get ugly. Or it's gonna be, or it's gonna be. It may be a combination of the Eagles and the Texans game. You know what I'm saying? May start off close and may start off. Eventually, it's gonna get ugly. Let's just get this out the way. However it start, it ain't gonna be high end. It's gonna end ugly. Commanders all the way. Yo, this is a nasty ass week.
It's a terrible slate. It's a terrible slate.
See. We blowing it up. This when it start. Want some cookies? Mm. I hate Commander fans though. Like, okay. Broncos, Raiders, nasty. Broncos. Like, are we
Yeah.
gonna argue at some point? Yeah, well, the 49ers got everybody out. Bosa might not play. Trent Williams not gonna play. It's already announced that Brock Purdy not playing. So Packers, I had the Packers anyway. Finally we got a good game. Cardinals and the Seahawks.
Finally.
Division of game. I have the Cardinals though. Because the Seahawks home field advantage ain't been home field advantage.
Yeah.
That's
and then I think with what they could do with James Conner, it's gonna make it real rough on the Seahawks.
Yeah, because they can't stop the run.
They can't stop the run, and so I think it's gonna be a heavy dose of James Conner, and yeah, then I think they'll be able to control the game, and then you just need Kyler to make just a couple plays, and so I think the Cardinals gonna win that one.
Another game, I think this should be easy. I thought maybe the Rams would fight, but I mean, the Rams should have stuck with their plan.
Yeah,
the Rams should have stuck with their plan. That blow it up plan with it when it sounded like it was just a lot of rumors, and then they mess around at one. They say, "Hold on, we might be good."
Yep.
It looked like that plan was really real, and they should have.
This is kind of how you get. This is how you mess around and get stuck in purgatory, where
Absolutely.
it's just like you too good to get a high pick, but not good enough to compete for like your actual like goal. Like you're not a championship team, and they have because it's that they got talent.
They do.
They got talent.
They just need to be healthy. I think and that's not something that you can just do. Like you just can't just, hey man, get healthy. Yeah, But if they were healthy, it would definitely be you would feel differently about this team because you seen it. I mean, they're not even that unhealthy now. It's just like something. I mean, the offensive line got some woes, but the Eagles again. I think it's going to be another Eagles win. Saquon's just going to make another play, and they're going to win.
Yeah, I do believe that they can make it, kind of a game.
Yeah, make it a game.
But I think the Eagles have been they've been playing better as of late, and they're starting to click a little bit. They're looking a little bit more cohesive, and I don't know if it's a product of the schedule or what, but because we talked about that last week. But I think
it's the product of their players. Like they have the talent, and the talent just like it looks bad because like I said, the scheme is not overwhelming offensively and stuff like that. It's not overwhelmingly like better. It's not giving their players an advantage like necessarily. It's just like, but they're still at the same time putting those players in position to make a play if it makes sense to you. Devontae Smith is not playing, so it should be every time they don't have one of their receivers is it looks nasty.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a closer game than what it is. But like I said, I just believe Saquon is just going to do something just to win the game. But
yeah. But the reason why I say that is just because what I was going to get to is, my favorite tandem, Jared Verse and Braden Fisk. I think that they can give Jalen Hurts hell. So that's what's going to really make it a game, especially with, only having A.J. Brown and with Devontae Smith being out. Maybe they'll let Johnny Wilson get some tick against his old teammates.
Hey, go ahead, change them jerseys, dog.
we most certainly will not. I'm sorry. we didn't even discuss that game.
The fact that she was right.
Exactly. That's the funny part. Yeah, we didn't. If we make you feel better, we didn't discuss y'all. So we didn't technically disrespect y'all. We just knew we ain't had nothing to say.
Oh man, shout out Miss King, man.
What up, Miss King?
We got the Harbaugh Bowl Monday night. I actually like this. I like the hype about this. The hype surrounding this.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's going to be a good competitive game for the most part. But I think eventually, of course, the Ravens are going to bounce back from their loss last week, and they're going to show the Chargers that it's levels to this. Like I said,
Yeah.
Chargers are going to compete. They're going to compete. It's going to keep it close. They're going to be competitive. It's going to be a good. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. I think just the Ravens is just going to show them that hey, it's levels to this right now, and y'all too early.
If the Ravens didn't lose last week, I would give the Chargers an even better chance to win this game. But the Ravens coming off a loss last week, especially a divisional loss, to the Steelers again. I think it's going to be one of those games where Lamar really just be like, all right, lock in. He about to do some crazy stuff. Hopefully he do some stuff that make it look like, hey, like they make it look like he do when he played the Bengals, basically.
Because it was funny because everybody was ready to just get Lamar the Heisman, right?
No, he already got a Heisman. You talking about the MVP?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, what did I say? But yeah, everybody was ready to give him the MVP. MVP was just his already. And then had last week happen. And then Josh Allen came and
beat the Chiefs.
And they once again, they've been waiting to give Josh Allen the MVP. And I'm not saying it's not deserving because he's definitely been putting this team on his back and been holding it down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is the reason now. Now it's not necessarily just Lamar's to have. And on top of that, I think you did ask this. What about fatigue?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they was tired. They've been tired. They don't want to give him another MVP.
Bro, was to be number 3?
They do not want to give Lamar Jackson the third MVP. They want to have somebody else be legitimate in that race so they can give it to him.
Yeah. Anybody legitimate will get that MVP. And that's one of my things that I was at. Like, that's why I asked. I was like, yeah. Look at us with under an hour and 15 minutes.
We good, man. Hey, I want to appreciate everybody that called us on the live. I want to appreciate everybody that's going to catch us on the playback. I want to catch everybody that's going to catch us on the Facebook group or Instagram or in our social media. I want to appreciate everybody that supports us and continues to support us. We appreciate y'all to the fullest. I'm Hill, AJ. Some of y'all the fools, but some of y'all the Fan 5.
Yeah.
Episode 259, and we out.